Welcome back, y'all, to the Lions Den Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Chase Gispert, along with two guests today.
How y'all doing? I'm Dathan Sanders.
And I'm Troy Allen.
We're going to be talking about the Super Bowl. I know it was a little while ago, but we had Mardi Gras break to kind of digest on it. We'll dive in straight to the game. That was our first topic. So, obviously, Chiefs won. It was a really good game, I thought. And so the call, that's kind of like the elephant in the room. We might as well just talk about that first.
Yeah.
So, what did you think about it?
I personally probably wouldn't have called it, but looking back, it was like an obvious hold. So I don't mind it too much. But at the same time, the game of football is 60 minutes. So
That's true.
So if you're relying on the last 2 minutes of a call to go your way to win a game, then you probably don't deserve to win it, I guess, or something like that. That's really it.
Got you. I'll be honest. I was going for the Eagles, but trying to be unbiased. I guess if you want to be real technical, you could have called it, but I didn't think there was enough of a grab, in that situation to basically, give the Chiefs, the win. If you could almost call that on every play, if you really wanted to be that picky about it. I thought it was a really good game. I was just looking forward to seeing Hurts go down and see what he could do, but he didn't get a chance to, so I thought it was kind of disappointing. Definitely wouldn't have thrown the flag there, but, tough call. At the end of the day, the Eagles, they had the number one defense, right? And,
yeah, exactly.
Sacks, a bunch of different categories, and, they gave up 24 points in the second half, so they can't necessarily blame the refs. It was definitely, an unfortunate call for them, but they just didn't do their job against Mahomes in that second half, but unfortunate loss for the Eagles. What do you think about it, Dathan? I know you got an opinion on it.
I feel it. Personally, on the defense, before I go into the call, the defense, for sure, because they didn't get a single sack on Patrick Mahomes the whole game.
Forgot about that.
So-called
that was crazy.
The best defense in the league. And
they had four guys, double-digit sacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that was a good job on the Chiefs' end for game planning, of course. But I feel like as the Eagles' defense, you still have to get in there some type of way, get at least a sack or two to add some pressure. Now, as far as the call, I feel like it shouldn't have been called because the game was being played physical the whole way. The whole way they was letting them playing physical, and then I just find it crazy how at that point in time, at that point in the game, you make that call. Now, was it a hold? Yeah, it kind of was. It was a hold. I say it was a hold. But I feel like it wasn't enough contact to call the flag. We have been calling the game physical all game.
All right, that's kind of how I feel.
And honestly, like I said, I wish I could have saw Jalen Hurts come down. You know what I'm saying? Make a play, go down, see that game-winning drive by Jalen Hurts if he was probable and successful doing that. So, but I just feel like the call should have been called. Yeah. Honestly.
All right, what you got?
Oh yeah, but I was happy Jalen Hurts played a great game because I remember the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. So many people kept saying, he's kind of overrated. He hasn't really done much in the playoffs so far. He's pretty mediocre. And so I'm happy he came out and played the best game the entire season on the biggest stage.
He played really
good. And I argue he outplayed Mahomes too. Now, obviously, part of that is because, the Eagles, they held the ball longer than the Chiefs. I think they had 11 or 12 minutes more of time of possession. But even still,
I'm about to pull up the stats.
Jalen Hurts had a great game, over 300 yards, 74 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 4 total on the game. He played amazing. So I was really happy to see him play well. It sucks that he did lose, knowing he played the best game of the season, best game of his life, arguably.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm just happy he played great and to sort of dead those narratives people were talking about him in those 2 weeks.
No, yeah, he definitely proved his worth as a franchise quarterback. People were talking about. I remember when he got hurt, they were saying, "Oh, Minshew's going to do the same thing." And he didn't at all.
Exactly.
The Saints beat in Philly, so no, he definitely earned his stripes in that game for sure. I just like his story. He had the transfer at Alabama in college. He got pulled in the national championship game, but like he just always has a good attitude. Very humble guy. So, I mean, yeah, I think the future's bright, but you don't know when you're gonna get back to the Super Bowl. So that's tough for them. But like you were saying, Eagles had 35-47. They possessed the ball. The Chiefs 24-13. So almost 12 minutes more. You're pretty much spot on there. Hurts, I believe, did he have 3 rushing touchdowns?
Yeah,
he did.
yeah,
I think he was
3.
the only quarterback in NFL history to have 3 rushing
3.
touchdowns in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's like Cam Newton, like on
Yeah.
steroids.
Exactly.
But he had 70 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, and then he passed for 300 yards with a touchdown as well. Now, I will say, I mean, that's just one blemish. He still played great, but that scoop and score, you could, if you really want to be picky, that was kind of an unfortunate play. But
Yeah.
so basically, I mean, it was a really good game. I think, call aside, you had something to say?
Yeah, I want to throw in the no catch to Devontae Smith.
Oh,
This
yeah.
was clearly a catch because he maintained control and got both feet down. I feel like that was clearly a catch. I feel like
I felt that too.
Yeah.
I thought it was as well.
There were like a lot of obviously the holding call, but there were like a 2 more penalties or 2 more questionable calls. Like on that drive, I believe the Chiefs had just scored. It was like 35-27. Eagles drive down the field. That play to Dallas Goedert, that sideline catch where he bobbled it, that was super questionable. And then obviously coming out of halftime, Chiefs go down, score a touchdown, and then that fumble, that was also kind of questionable too. So like there were just a bunch of calls leading up, questionable calls leading up to that last one. That was kind of iffy in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think the referees, I mean, that's a hard job on the Super Bowl. Everything's going to be magnified. They definitely could have had a cleaner game. Better refresh this. I don't know if power was off or not. I think it was still record. But anyway, so, yeah, it kind of reminded me last year. I don't know if y'all remember. I was going for the Bengals against the Rams, but I thought that was like remember that pass interference call?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
First and goal?
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was good coverage, too. So, I mean, I think I just don't like when the refs, like, it feels like they have that much of an impact on the game. Like, to me, they should just do their job and not be, like, have to be talked about. But, I mean, it's a very hard job. So, overall, it was a good season. I had the people who won. Well, first, let's get into the halftime performance. Dathan coming in here said he thought it was a little overhyped. I think me and Troy, I like the performance. I'm a football guy at heart, so, I mean, I care about the game most of all, obviously, but I thought it was a good performance by Riri. She did her thing.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna start off with the positive take. True.
Yeah, man. I thought the performance, man. Plus, all the songs. Everybody knew all the songs from Umbrella to I think she performed that. Yeah, Rude Boy, stuff like that. All the lights. So I knew all the songs. All the songs were bangers. I enjoyed myself. So yeah, I like the performance.
I'd agree. Dathan, what'd you think?
I wanted to see. I know. It ain't real. She was pregnant. Rihanna, congratulations.
Yeah, if you watching this, Rihanna.
Shout out my boy ASAP. But I just want to see a little more stunts and stuff for the Super Bowl performance because that's what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing a lot of stuff, and it was kind of just like one stage, one show type thing. Now I did like the song selection. The song selection was good. But I think I just wanted to see a little more movement. But I know she's pregnant, so I know I wouldn't be able to see it. But overall, it was okay. That was my only issue with it.
Gotcha. Yeah, pretty solid performance overall. Always interesting to see who performs. And Rihanna, she hadn't been making music much. I mean, she's kind of, well, I don't say past her prime, but I mean, she's past her prime, but she's still like a legend. But
yeah.
But no, I kind of definitely brought back some like memories from like, I don't know, when her songs were like popular when we were younger.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Definitely.
Next thing I had, so just a list of like basically everyone's overall thoughts, us three, on like, do y'all think they got the awards right? So Patrick Mahomes won MVP, Justin Jefferson Offensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa Defensive Player of the Year, and then Garrett Wilson Offensive Rookie of the Year, and to round it off, Sauce Gardner Defensive Player of the Year, or Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's what I meant to say. So, what did y'all think of that overall?
Yeah, I didn't think I got everything right. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, I think he deserved MVP. Well, most yards, most touchdowns. I think he led the league in QBR and rating. I think so too. If not, I know he was top 5. He also I think was like top 5 in like completion percentage too. So Mahomes definitely deserved MVP, and Jay Jettis almost broke what was it? Jerry Rice's record for most yards in the season. Nick Bosa, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, all deserving of their award. Especially to me, Garrett Wilson played with three different quarterbacks. With
the Jets.
Yeah, he
Joe
started
Flacco,
the game.
Mike
Joe
White.
Flacco, Mike White, Zach Wilson, just the worst
Zach
QB
Wilson.
room, the worst QB room in the league. I know people
Probably
bring
so.
up. I know people are going to bring up the Saints with Chris Olave and their QB room, and to be fair, their QB room is also pretty garbage. But I'm
to put it bluntly,
I'm taking Andy Dalton over any QB on the Jets roster. So, shout out to Garrett Wilson. He had a great season. So, yeah, I think all these awards are perfect.
I thought so, too. I mean, shout out Justin Jefferson. I know, obviously, line up Southeastern, but kind of hard not to be an LSU fan, too. He lived in Louisiana, but his story's crazy. He was like a 2-star. Really, I mean, obviously, I don't know details. I don't be saying something false, but I know his 2 older brothers played on LSU, and I'm pretty sure that like kind of helped him get a scholarship because he was like the last person offered in the class, like back when he was coming out of high school. So his story, like his rise, I mean, no one expected him to be this good. So it's cool to see a local person have that much success. I mean, Nick Bosa is dominant. Garrett Wilson, you just kind of talked about it. Sauce Gardner, to me, was probably the most obvious out of all the awards. He was just like locked down. You could argue he's the best corner in the game already as a rookie, which was crazy. I think some people were saying Tariq Woolen, but he was really
great. Tariq Woolen
being for
great.
Was he a 6th-round pick?
Yeah.
He was a late-round pick.
Tariq fell way in the draft.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And Seahawks hit a gem with him.
Yeah, for sure.
So he is gonna be great for years. Him and Sauce. I know Patrick Surtain was last year, but like those 3 guys, they're gonna run the league at the cornerback position for the next 7 decades.
Yeah.
7 decades. 7 years here. Decade.
No, yeah, for sure. Trying to think, was there any like other thoughts y'all had overall in the NFL season?
As far as the awards, I feel like Mahomes deserved it. Mahomes was Mahomes. Justin Jefferson had an amazing season. I feel like he most definitely deserved Offensive Player of the Year. Nick Bosa, yes. Sauce Gardner, yes. I have a problem with Garrett Wilson, though. I feel Kenneth Walker should have got the Rookie of the Year. And he only played 9 games but finished 12th in the league in rushing yards.
Yeah.
And started off as the backup as well. And,
that was impressive.
And he also got more votes than Garrett Wilson to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but he didn't win it. That's what was just mind blowing to me. Like before his injury, Kenneth Walker showed that he was the most dominant player on offense for Seahawks. Geno had a great jump as well. Geno did great this year. Out of nowhere, nobody expected.
Or he won comeback player of the year. I should have mentioned that too. I think left him out. I'm glad you said that.
Well deserved by Geno Smith. Yeah, comeback player of the year. Well deserved. Nobody was.
They wrote me off, but I ain't right back. That's what he said.
Not to take away. Garrett Wilson had an amazing season, but honest truth, Garrett Wilson wasn't the best rookie on his team at one point in time. It was actually Breece Hall. When Breece Hall went down, was his injury as well.
He was on pace to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Breece Hall was doing his thing. He was on pace.
How about the Jets and the Seahawks? Their rookie classes.
Yeah.
Got Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Sauce
exactly.
on the Jets, and then the Seahawks, Kenneth Walker, Tariq Woolen. Yeah, at least.
And both teams are like a couple pieces away from a championship.
Right. For sure. Jets just need a quarterback. I know there's some smoke. Is there still smoke with Lamar going there? Yeah, I don't think. You think he'll stay with the Ravens?
I think Ravens end up giving him what he wants.
Yeah. I think so too. I mean, you know, as a Steelers fan, obviously, I want
Yeah,
him out of my
in the
division.
division.
Yeah, the quicker he leaves,
Right.
the easier we'll have a time winning games. But I think at the end of the day, he's going to stick. Not often do you see a QB in his mid-20s clearly entering his prime just leave. I think he's going to stay around with the Ravens.
Yeah, I think I'd like to talk about him for a second. Lamar, I mean, he's an MVP caliber player. He won it in 2019. I think the last 2 seasons, he got hurt kind of at the end of the year. And I feel like I don't watch the Ravens like that much, I guess, to know, or like, obviously I'm not like an offensive coordinator or anything, but I know they caught a lot of flack. They fired their OC. I believe they hired Georgia's OC, Todd Monken, which was pretty much received as a really good hire. I feel like, though, overall, I know Lamar's bread and butter, like, he's such a special athlete, but I feel like they run him too much. He got hurt. They need to get him some weapons. I mean, Mark Andrews, he's a top probably 3 tight end. I mean, he's legit, but, like, their receiving core is really lacking.
Yeah. If they can trade for
D-Hop.
D-Hop,
Yeah.
I think that'd be fine.
I want to see him with, like, a true wide receiver one.
Yeah. You
That would
get
be
D-Hop. I know Mark Andrews, I think he had some injuries this past season, so you get him healthy. You trade for D-Hop. The rushing games are going to be great because you have Lamar. You retool the offensive line a little bit. I think you make a run for the Super Bowl next season. And now, obviously, will all those things happen, especially with this contract pending for Lamar? I mean, who knows? But if those things happen, I think the Ravens could be sadly Super Bowl contenders next year.
Yeah, that's for sure. Who is the favorites for next year? Y'all, I mean, it's probably the same teams pretty much, to be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna be the top 3 teams are probably gonna be Chiefs.
I feel next year is the year that the Bills finally get over the hump and get to.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that.
The year that they go over the hump.
They're another one. I think they run.
They gotta get a rushing game. They gotta get a rushing game
from their running backs.
They get a running back. I feel like it's Super Bowl.
Yeah. They get a running back. Von Miller comes back healthy. Hopefully, he'll be able to play the full season. You know, at bare minimum, a B+ level, and then they'll make a run to the postseason.
Another thing nobody talking about. Odell Beckham Jr. is expected to come back next season as well.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna. I guess he just wasn't healthy enough. I thought he was gonna like get on with a playoff team and try to get another ring.
They were for a good 3-4 days. There were heavy rumors of him going to Dallas, and that just never happened.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the Cowboys, I think I put Dak on NFL Man of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I like Dak. He's a good guy. He gets a lot of hate with the Cowboys. I'm not like a Cowboys fan, but I'm not like a Cowboys hater. I don't mind them. I know they're kind of a polarizing like franchise, but they're a good team. I mean, I kind of would like to see them like, dude, I'm tired of like people hating on them so much. It's like I kind of feel bad for them at this point.
Yeah, same here. I know. My uncle, he is a Cowboy fan, and man, he talks so much trash.
That's the thing, Cowboys fans, like Stephen A. Smith. For sure. Shoot, the Saints. I don't know. I think we need to blow it up and rebuild. What do y'all think?
I do, especially with the new video footage that was just released of Alvin Kamara in Las Vegas.
I haven't even been keeping up with that.
Yeah, I saw it last night. Actually.
Yeah, same here.
I'm like,
there's a video.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
He just beating the dude.
You can look up
we don't
or Twitter. Yeah,
we don't know the full story behind it. We don't know the full story, what took place beforehand. But looking at the way it was like 3-4 dudes beating up on this one man.
Yeah, so, it was bad.
And Michael Thomas. Injury prone.
I'm tired of
Michael Thomas.
I think the whole fan base is done with him.
Are you, if you're the Saints GM right now, are you cutting Michael, or are you trading, or are you looking to trade him if there's a market for him?
I would look to trade him.
Yeah, at least try to get something
for him. Maybe possibly a 3rd, 2nd round pick.
I think there'd be a team that's like in desperate need of a receiver. Shoot, maybe the Ravens. I don't know. Yeah. Somebody that wants. I mean, he's still legit, but like, I would try to ship him off. I mean, he's been he set the record right for most receptions in the season,
Yeah.
2019, and since
Yeah.
then I
That
don't even
was
know if he's
4
played.
seasons ago.
Yeah, and since
I think he's
then,
been hurt ever since Drew Brees retired.
Yeah, 2020. This is the third year like he's pretty much barely played. I don't even know if he's played 10 games in the last 3 years.
Nope.
It's been pretty wild, but yeah, for sure. It's kind of sad. That's why it was so like heartbreaking for the Saints. Drew's last few years, he was declining for sure, but the team was so good. That was like the window to like win something.
Yeah, the
And
call.
they just couldn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the year I
that's
felt
probably
like
the
we
most-
should have won.
That's probably one of, if not the most worst missed call. In
It might be the worst ever
Yeah,
for
it
sure in
is.
recent memory.
Especially with what's on the line at that point.
Right.
Exactly, especially considering I think the ref was like watching it happen live. The ref was, because the
He
only
was right
explanation, yeah, exactly. The only explanation I have is that I guess he just became a fan and forgot his job was to throw a flag, and by the time it registered in his brain, it was just too late to throw a flag or something like that. I don't know, but the ref was standing right there watching it happen live, just like all of us, and no flag. I remember because I was watching the game at my grandpa's house, and you know, we all watched the game. We saw it happen live, and you know, I'm not like a Saints fan, but you know, if the Steelers don't make the playoffs, you know, I'm hoping the Saints can do some, can make some noise, and we all were just so confused as to why no flag was thrown.
That's the year Juju fumbled y'all season away.
Yeah,
When we
exactly.
played y'all.
That was that year.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
Steelers.
AB's last season year, I believe that was the same season he punted a football at Big Ben.
Nice.
Because it was that Saints game actually, because we lost to the Saints. AB was mad at Juju. I think Ben might have had an interception that game as well. I don't know. And then that practice on Monday, reports came out. Oh, you know, AB he stormed off the field during practice. He punted the football at Ben, and then you know it went downhill ever since. Ever since then.
I have a question for y'all. Do
Yes,
y'all
sir.
feel after this past season that AJ Brown is a top 5 receiver in the league after this past year?
It's tough.
That's a really good question.
It's tough because there's so many. There's like
That's
7
tough.
guys in the league. You could.
I'll say he's top 10 for sure.
Top
Yeah,
10
yeah,
for sure.
top 10 easily,
He's
but
top 10
like-
for sure.
I feel like I'd put him at 6 or 7. I mean, let's go through like the names. Like who's
So
better?
we have Jay Jettas,
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, clearly.
Adams,
Stephon Diggs, I feel like
Diggs,
solidified.
Hill, Chase, and then you guys,
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp. He was on
Yeah.
pace for 1,700 yards again this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kupp, and then you got did we say Tyreek Hill already?
Yeah.
I
we
think so.
said Tyreek. Then AJ Brown
Nah,
gets
that's a
thrown in
good
there,
question then.
and then Waddle gets thrown in there as well. Devonta Smith.
I think he's better than Waddle, but
Oh yeah, definitely.
no, that's a good question. I put him probably at 6 or 7.
Yeah.
He's for sure like a alpha like one. He's solidified
I
that.
feel like,
I think the Titans were stupid to get rid of him.
yeah, honestly, me, I feel like you could either go Chase. You give me Chase or Brown, I would not care. Like, I feel like those are 2 interchangeable players.
They kind of
Yeah,
are similar.
yeah.
Yeah, they're very similar. I feel like you give me either one, I'll be okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Either one of those guys should be top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little biased towards Chase, but I mean, no, Brown's for sure. He's him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I feel Cooper Kupp. Honestly, I don't doubt Cooper Kupp is like that. Cooper Kupp is a great receiver, but I do feel like he gets way more targets than the rest of the receivers that are on the team. I feel
They
like,
do force feed him the ball. A lot.
Yeah, they do.
Matthew Stafford was feeding this man.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's throwing them in like triple coverage.
He does. Yeah. He gets a lot of targets. He gets a lot of receptions. But at the same time, you know, it's just roster construction too. Because outside of Cup, the receivers just wasn't good. Especially considering that Matthew Stafford just didn't look in the direction of Allen Robinson for whatever reason.
No, I had him in fantasy. I don't even want to talk about it. He was throwing the Ben Scour neck incident.
Oh
Like,
man.
But yeah, y'all got. I mean, that's pretty much it. Super Bowl, we covered that. The awards, the regular season. Y'all got any final thoughts?
No. Yeah.
Next set.
Nope.
Do you
It was a great
guys-
season, man. Great season.
It was a good season. Looking forward to 2023. See what it brings.
Yeah, let's hope script writers can write
Yeah, they
cook
cooking. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I plan on watching the XFL.
XFL.
I mean, there's so much to watch, like March Madness, but I don't mind peeping it because it seems entertaining.
Yeah, I watched the first game. It was very entertaining, especially the Battlehawks.
They came back.
Oh yeah.
They had a 3-point
What
play.
y'all think about that new rule?
I like the rule.
Yeah, from the 10-yard line, it's a 3-point play.
I like the rule, and I like the onside kick rule, like 4th and 15. I think that's a great option because how many times do we really see a successful onside kick?
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like it gives them more of a chance because 15 yards is a lot to get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For a first down, you only have one try at it, so I feel like that's a great rule that they implemented.
Yeah, speaking of like stuff, speaking of like special, or just really end of the game type situations. I wish teams would stop like that lateral play to
the
like
Patriots.
Yeah, it's like games tied or like you're down a touchdown or whatever. You can't get in the field goal range. Just throw up a Hail Mary. Send out your offensive line, 3-4 tight ends. Tell your best receivers go down the field and I hope a tip draw happens instead of this lateral play. Like, that almost never works.
They think it's Stanford Cal or something. Like, that's not going to happen. I think that was pretty much it. I thought this was a good episode. Y'all could, whoever's watching, you want to comment something, anything you like to see. You'll probably be talking about Southeastern sports most likely. But that's going to do it for the Lions Den podcast. I'm Chase.
I'm Dathan.
I'm Troy.
And that'll do it for our show. Appreciate y'all.